Hi, my name is George Bullock, and I'm a resident of Bellevue, and I think that's important to point out because, as this woman said, for all intents and purposes, the homeless shelter is in Bellevue. And in fact, I imagine if we were having a discussion about putting a homeless shelter, a homeless hotel like this next to, say, the Matador half-price books, might look very different to the Redmond City Council. So that said, I'm just going to tell a few experiences I've had. One was being very near the 90 when rocks were thrown from a nearby homeless encampment. Another is that I regularly call the Bellevue police to attempt to get them to move homeless people who are beginning to encamp. Another is, we all know, the homeless encampment that's next to the courthouse in Seattle. We're probably aware of the one that was allowed to grow next to a school. Now, my understanding, and I'm not quoting directly from Seattle or Redmond or Bellevue law, is that before you can even move a camp, you need to ask the people if they're willing to take the help that you're offering them, and if they don't, my understanding is you can't move them. And yet, you can spend $29 million, buy a hotel in the middle of a highly school-oriented and residentially oriented district to build a homeless hotel with no security that allows drug users, and nobody is even told. And that's beyond belief to me. I recently attended a meeting that I think Mr. Elderberg and some other people attended. I think you gentlemen were there. And I had called Mr. Elderberg and received no call back from him. The first hour of the meeting was about how we're all in this together, how this is all of our problem. It took an hour before even the slightest concern for citizens' concerns about this was even mildly addressed. So I want to say, I don't feel like we're all in this together. I've read the goals. I've read the measures of success of this hotel. There is literally not one goal that has to do with crime or any other problems that we know are going to happen from this homeless hotel. I won't quote the school distances and the home distances. The nearest residents are 0.4 miles. The nearest school is 200 feet. I called all 4 private schools in the area, and except for kindergarten, KinderCare, none of them had been told about it. I haven't called the public schools. So I'm not going to read those stats. So let's be clear. We all know crime is going to go up. It's going to go up. We all know it. We don't know how much. We don't know what to do if it does. We don't know if there's any way to stop this if it does. We know it's going to go up. I have never, in my history in this country and in this state, felt so little cared about by the representatives who supposedly represent the citizens of this state. I called City Hall when rocks were flying onto the 90, and they said, hey, well, we can't move them. I've called Bellevue. They now say, Bellevue Police, sorry, we can't move homeless people. My wife and I have been here for 20 years. We love the city of Bellevue, and we love the city of Redmond, and we are very seriously thinking about leaving. This is an affront to citizens, and their need to be involved. We pay the taxes. We send our kids to the schools. We live in the nearby residential areas. I don't know if there's anything that can be done to stop this, but it must be stopped. And I will end by saying the idea that somebody looked at that area and the schools and the residences and the businesses and decided, perfect, we're going to put 100 people here and they'll be allowed to use drugs, et cetera. I cannot begin to understand the thought process there. And of course, that's why citizens weren't adequately brought up to speed on this in time. Thank you for your time.